Hello, welcome back to Benusushi Live Nodding. In this episode, we're gonna learn to create this art of um, making twisting object. This is actually really simple, but you're gonna end up with a lot of interesting looking kind of structure or design that you can print out. And I guess this is it's a fun thing to do. So let's get started from scratch. We're gonna delete everything and go to compositing. We're gonna use Sverchok add-ons, and we're gonna actually use just a simple node. It's called Simple Deformation. So I probably talk about this node at some point, but we can do quite a lot using just these simple nodes. And of course, we're gonna be using twist. So let's save this real quick. So SV art of twist. So by default, the twist will actually work for the z-axis. So we can start with any kind of objects. The obvious one maybe we can start with a box. So by default, a box will create just a box, and we can make subdivisions. And if we plug this into this guy and then get a result here, you can get a twisted objects. It's really quite that simple. This guy is actually have a lot of divisions, and you can increase the size, but you can't see much of a change because this is a just a box, and if we change the size, we are changing the size in all directions. It's more interesting if we actually kind of scale it. A quick way is to use matrix apply, and matrix is here, and I think scale it like that, so that can create some kind of column. But you know, a box is made up of this four-sided, so it's probably not the most interesting, but this is still the beginning of the idea of the twist. So with the angle, we have radian and we have degree. So with degree, you can of course control the angle using degree. Sometimes you actually do like to use radian just for any kind of reason. With radian, if you want to get like kind of the exact, you know, like 90 degree, 180, 360, and things like that, you can use this little trick. Just use math and use pi multiply by a number while you are in the radian. So that will give you kind of a way to twist it more easily. If you are using like integer value, you can go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get more twists faster that way. With this twist, of course, you can also use taper if you like to do it like this, and you get like some kind of Christmas tree. So that's the easy way to do it. So that's the first of our art. Let's save that. The second one, let's make something. Instead of using box, let's use a cylinder. So cylinder, plug in there and there, and let's move this cylinder to the side. Okay, cylinder by default is being twisted over there. We probably need to change the position of the cylinder if you like, or let's see, yeah, we can kind of move it up or down, but it doesn't seem to change the result. Let's see, cylinder, we need to perhaps change the subdivision. There you go, that's looking better. And with cylinder, we get a taper for free, which is pretty cool. We can have the caps or no caps, so that's kind of cool as well. And change the vertices, and we can get that result, so that's nice. And change the rotations using this pi. And at any time in point, you can also kind of tweak the low and upper limit. So this will perhaps give a kind of result that you want. Where's the lower and upper limit in this case? Sometimes you can't really see it. Okay, there you go. That's now you can see clearly the middle part is being twisted while the rest is not, and you can increase the subdivision and maybe reduce this pi. Maybe we don't need to use pi, just unplug that and just twist it manually if that's more of what you want. Increase the subdivision more or less. There we go. That's the deal with the cylinder. Let's give a different color. Let's try another one. Duplicate the nodes. Instead of box or cylinder, we can use also a torus. So a torus is gonna be slightly different. Let's move it to the side. Give it a green color. So by default, this torus gonna be twisted, but you know, torus looks like a donut like that. But if we actually rotate the torus so it's like standing, and then we twist it from this position, we're gonna get more interesting result. So let's do that real quick. Torus, rotate. So we're gonna rotate it first in Y. So 90 degree. So now we have a torus, so it's got twisted. We probably need to increase the revolution or resolutions. Revolution section. So that's a little bit more interesting, and we can scale up or down. Change this minor and major radius. Maybe turn off the points. And let's see if we can twist it more. Okay, so that's the deal with torus. We can have a lot. You can also use cylinder, but I think the one that I will use next is just a circle. Let's try. So this guy, just move it to the side, and let's use different color. Purple is good. So torus, delete, change to circle. So with circle, again, circle is like flat on the floor. We probably need to make it kind of standing. So from this kind of circle, we want to rotate it, so it's better to actually use preview. Connect it to viewer draw, and let's look at the circle. So that's a circle. We probably just want the edge like that, and we want to rotate it, so we can use rewire, and I think that's a bit better. So now we can twist it. And let's look at the result. So that's with a circle. You can now increase the resolutions. Circle is actually much more interesting than the donuts, because with these edges, if we break it, it's just an edge. However, if we let's do something first. Plug this there. If we use polyline viewer, we're gonna get more kind of cleaner result, because it is a curve, right? And you can close the curve, and you get something that looks like a light bulb. like a Philips light bulb, for example, and you can add a twist. No, you don't need a twist. Change the radius, and you can play around with the twist now. So that's the normal circle. Twist it a little bit. You get these nice shapes. Twist it more, and you get like a Philips bulb. And then you can also play around with this low and high, and you get this interesting looking shape. Maybe we need to increase the resolution. There you go. So there's a lot of variations you can make just using the twist. And imagine if you're you just print this out as something, and you're gonna get a quite interesting shapes that normally you probably don't think of much. So I'll reset this 0 to 100 and twist it. So we get quite a variations here. Previously, when I test this, I get a different result. So this cone-like, and this guy is almost like kind of like a modern art sculpture. It looks really basic, but kind of nice. And this one is the one that's with twisted circle. Think of other design that you can get from here. Oh, this one, I quite like this one actually. This one, you can, if you print it out, maybe spin it, it's gonna look quite nice. And yeah, so that's pretty much it with this live noding. It's just a bit of exploration of this simple deformation and twist. You can try all kind of shapes. You can, if you feel like you want to try something interesting, use grease pencil, stroke, and then twist it. See what you get. That's kind of interesting as well to try. So there you go. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Bye.